You think so? Okay, bye-bye. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Seth said we had a little surge there. Oh yeah, it is happy fabric. It made me happy, Gene. I guarantee it. I loved it. I might have to go up to Amy's and get some. I can't afford to buy all the fabric in bolts, so I love to go to quilt shops and buy pretty fabric too. Don't we all? Okay, let's see. Make sure that fabric meets. Okay, so here is my fourth row. Well, I think this is actually my first row. I want this to be the first because that's the first block we sewed on week 1, week 2, and I should have put week 4 in the middle. I think that would have looked better. Doggone it. Karen, why didn't you tell me? I know what I can do. Let me get a seam ripper. Do I have a seam ripper here? Because I really... See how it's white on one end and then there's so much color? I really want this block in the middle. That could be... I cannot believe I don't have a pair of seam rippers up here. Are you kidding me? On it. How am I in a quilt shop with no seam rippers? I don't understand. That is crazy. There's not a seam ripper to be had. Okay, I'm going to leave it then. I'm just going to have to deal with that. Doggone it. I will always remember this moment because I'm saving this quilt. Hey, Karen, can you hear me? Okay. So, now I'm going to put my rows together. I'm going to lay one over top of the other. And the first thing I'm going to do is where the seams meet for each block. I'm going to pin that. So they meet. And once I have these, well, pin the first set of blocks. Then make your points with your pins over here. So I've got that one that I can actually see through my background. Okay. And this one here. So number one, you always want your points to meet. Number two, you want your seams to meet where your blocks meet because you want, I'll show you. You don't want this. See how the orange is coming over here? You want this, where all four of your colors are meeting right at a point there. So you want to make sure, and like I told you before, you can feel where the seams are nesting there, especially if you've got your seam going one direction on one side and one way on the other. You can feel that nest, or you can simply pull it down a little bit and walk it up with your thumb and pin that 1/4 of an inch down, or right about 1/4 of an inch. When you send that through your foot, you're going to know that's 1/4 inch you're walking through there. And now I'm going to go down to this one. And do I have anything to meet here? Nope. And nothing to meet on this side. And I have a little seam that's come out. So before I go any further, I'm going to re-sew that. We don't want that happening. No holes in this quilt. Back it up a little. Yeah, there must have been a hook, something going on somewhere. Karen lost power too. Karen, it's probably from this heat wave and everybody running. I turned on the air conditioning and I just killed everybody's power. Oh, I know my mower died on me today. Um, the whole mower didn't die, but I was out mowing and I stopped the mower. And when I tried to engage the blade again, the blade wouldn't kick on. And the clutch, I think, had overheated. So hopefully tomorrow it's going to work again. If not, Cecil's going to be replacing a clutch real fast. Otherwise, the quilt shop yard's not going to look pretty. And speaking of pretty, oh, how many quilts have I made? I can tell you that in 5 years, I have long armed over 500 quilts. I just passed 500 in March, but made myself, I have probably made around 60 to 70. And I wish I would have kept track of them. I'm now keeping a journal. I know, Karen. Over at Grandma's, I had to go get an air conditioner. Yes. Yes. And Jean, the reason I've only made 60 to 70, when I started quilting, I had 5 sons, and I worked and went to college, and then I just, oh, there we go. My needle just came unthreaded. And then that's when I was taking quilting classes and learning how to quilt. And then I quilted for years, and then I got a job at a water utility and really started quilting a lot as the kids were leaving the house. And then I adopted a son who is now, he'll be 17 this month, and was working. And then my husband got cancer, and I had to take care of him. And then when he was getting ready to pass, he told me, Becci, live your dreams, open that quilt shop, do everything you've wanted to do, don't end up laying in a bed like I am. And he is the reason that I would have never tried to open a quilt shop. I'd have never had the guts. And he is the reason that I decided, you know what? What the heck? I'm going to do it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And 5 years later, here I am. But the reason that I have only done that few quilts, and it could be more, but I don't think so. I had counted one time and I was at 58, and that was a couple years ago. Um, I work at the water utility. Oh, I've done more than 58 because I do shop samples. Yeah, yeah. I'm probably over 100 now. I forgot about all the shop samples and these that I do. I wasn't even counting that. I was just counting the ones for me and my family and friends. But yeah, I'm just so busy. At night, I work on people's quilts on the long arm. sometimes during the day too. And then I work in the quilt shop, and then I work at Tri County. So as far as doing my own quilts that I want to do, the really nice appliques and all of that, um, I've done about 60 to 70. Now I've done a lot of 3 yard quilts, Villa Rosa, different patterns for the different materials we get in here. Yeah. Only. Yeah. You wait. You wait, Jean. Do you have a quilt stash filled up yet? You wait until you get that quilt stash filled up, girlfriend. You'll be quilting all the time. You'll be trying to work that quilt stash down so your husband doesn't see all the material you bought. Hey, ladies, we are, and gentlemen, we are almost to the home stretch here. So, what I did, I'm sewing rows 1 and 2 together. And then we're going to sew rows 3 and 4 together. Some people, and I don't know why, will just keep adding rows to what they're sewing. When I am sewing my rows together, I like to sew 2 together at a time and then sew those 2 to the other 2. It's just less bulk for me to manage. Because when you have like 8 rows and you're sewing row 6, row 7, row 8 onto it, you need a big table if you're going to do that, because you need to keep your bulk up where it's not pulling at your machine. That's a really important thing. Uh, when my kids were growing up, I didn't have a big uh, place to sew, and it would pull my bulk over and tug, and I didn't know why my quilts were so wonky, and it was because that weight, and I'm fighting the weight while I'm sewing, so you never want to fight that weight. Okay, so after I sew these other 2, I will iron these, but looky here, there's what we got, and I guess that first row isn't too bad with the one on the end that I wanted in the middle, but it looks good. It's gonna work. Yes, Jean, I am truly living the dream. I am telling you. I am so glad. And it was Seth's dad. My son Seth's on here with us. Um, yeah. I'm so glad he told me that. It was hard seeing him battling cancer, um and he never liked to travel. He hated traveling, didn't he, Seth? The kids would be in the back seat going to Busch Gardens, and we would be going about 30, 35 miles an hour to Virginia. And on the way back, we'd be doing 80. And I was always like, why are you going so fast now? I want to get home. I want to get home. He hated crowds. And he told me, he said, Becky, I'm sorry for every trip I never took. I wish I would have. Don't end up laying in a bed like me, wishing you would have. And that hit me so hard, Gene. And this has brought me such pleasure to all the people I have met. I have the most greatest group of friends now. My best friend Maggie, I had way before, and a few others, but now I have this community that is like a family to me, and it has been totally amazing. Oh, yeah, he got Seth into the Navy, and no, Mom was not happy. Seth is now a Master Chief in the Navy, and I am very proud of him. But I did not want him in the Navy. No, not at all. And in fact, now I have 3 sons in the Navy, or 2 in the Air Force, 1 in the Navy. and I miss them so much, but I'm very proud of them. They are doing great. But yeah, I have 6 sons altogether, Jean, and that's why I didn't get a whole lot of quilts done. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I was telling Sharon Kinney today, Karen, this came up. Um, when I first started doing the lives, I was scared to death. I wanted to puke, and I almost didn't do it. I almost chickened out. But now, I have so much fun hanging out with everybody and getting to see everybody's beautiful quilts. And when I come on, before, I mean, I'm always alone other than my customers coming in, or customers coming in at the water company. I'm in the basement, I'm alone all the time quilting, and I don't get to be around people. But when I'm online hanging out with you guys, it's it's like I'm uh in a quilt guild quilting along. I mean, it's great. So it has brought me a lot of joy. All right, I'm making sure I'm meeting all of these points here. And after this, we just have one more seam, and I'm going to do the borders real quick. And we're going to have a little talk about borders. So if you haven't done borders before, this is going to be really important. And if any of the more experienced quilters have anything to throw in here, please do. All right, and one more to me. Okay, so here are rows 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Look at how pretty this is. I think I'm gonna make it this way. I want that orange one to be on the bottom because the top ones are a little bit light. All right, so first I'm going to press, well, no, to save time, I'll press those seams open after I get this done. Or press the seams after I get it done. So this is my top. So you might want to lay it out on the ground to make sure, or on a table to make sure that you're getting your rows the way you want them. You don't want to get mixed up, and if you really want to block on row 1, you don't want to sew it to row 2 or to row 3 on accident. See, I'm going to go across here. And the borders will go really fast. Okay, now I need to see where all of my points are. There's one. There's another one. Here's one. Oh, make sure my material's straight, even across the top. Planned for a lot, Jean, and I didn't take that in a negative way at all. Not at all. Yes, Seth played a lot of Halo. Yes. That's funny, Jean. Yes. So with five boys at home before I adopted the sixth one when the five left home. I was feeling lonely. So, but the five are my original, and Kenyon, he's more like mine than all of them, I think, and they're all like mine. But so the five of them would have all their friends come over, and they would have Halo parties, and there would be video games in the living room, my bedroom, and the two upstairs bedrooms every weekend, all night, Friday and Saturday nights. There were so many kids in my house, I no longer knew who was mine and who wasn't. And they're still like my kids today. That's funny that you said that. Yeah. And Seth he was meant to be a Master Chief. He's the oldest, and he was always good at being in charge. He still thinks he is. I keep having to remind him that I'm mom and he's not Master Chief around me. But you try, don't you, Seth? And he is definitely the technical guru here. Make sure that points meeting there. And now, when you get to sewing your rows together, as you get more points and points meeting, either doing a block, like if you're doing a hunter star, or if you're when you start sewing rows together, you've got even more points meeting. You will have some places where there are bumps, where it bumps up because you have so many points coming together in one place. When you have that, some people like to sew their seams open to make it flatter so there's not as much bulk. Some people like to um, press their seams different directions so it spreads it out and there's not as much bulk. So there's different things you can do to deal with that bulk. Um, and pressing them open is probably the best way, especially like if you're doing a hunter star. But a lot of people don't like to do it because it takes so long. It's a little time consuming, but it does help immensely. Yeah, those were the good old days, Gene. Yes. Pizza boxes everywhere, messy boys everywhere. I miss them. You have no idea how much I miss all those kids. I don't know that I'd be able to handle all those kids today, but they were all good kids, I have to say. All right. Let's see what we have. Did I get them right? I did. I was so afraid I might have sewed the rows wrong and Karen Bush would be laughing at me. So look ye here. Here it is in all its glory. It is the 12-week block of the week. I love it. Love it. So now we have borders to put on. So we want to talk about borders for a minute, and this won't take real long at all. Um, my measuring tape's not where I usually have it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I have a bigger measuring board up here. I'm going to turn this camera around. That's what I'm going to do. There we go. Okay. So I want to tell you guys that, well, let me measure this and then I want to go where I can see. All right, so across the top, it should be 36 inches. It is. It's 36. Hallelujah. And this should be about 48. Sure I'm on the right line here. 36. 46. 47. How am I coming up with 49 inches? That shouldn't be right. Let's see. 36. 46. 40. I'm coming up with 47 and, or, no, 46, 47, 48 and 3/4. I don't know how. That is odd. Okay, but let me see. Okay, so I'm going to sit here for just a minute and then I'll go over and cut these. So I want to tell you guys about, you're not laughing. Yeah, you are, Karen, don't lie. When you do your borders, a lot of people, so, this fabric is 42 inches wide. A lot of people, when they have a 36-inch border, they will just cut their strip and sew till they come to the edge, and then they'll cut this off. Don't do that. I wish somebody would have told me this a long, long time ago. I never understood why my borders were wonky. Always. It's because I did that. A lot of women will bring their quilts in to have them long-armed, and the most trouble I ever have is with borders. The quilt will be flat on the long arm, but the borders will wave. It's because they're just sewing and then cutting, and it's not even. And I think it's because, like, if you measure it and have it the same length and pin it down along, you can see when you come to the end that you're even. If you're just laying it on there and letting it go as at once, I think it tends to, I don't know what the word is I want to use. It tends to just feed a little bit too much, maybe, and you're not actually getting the right amount. Or you're cutting it at an angle and it doesn't look like an angle. And then when you sew the other border on, that's sending the other side wonky. But do not just cut a long piece and sew. Measure your quilt, cut your border for that length. And so for the first two, it's only 36 on this one. So we know we've got more than enough. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to cut this at 36 inches and cut my seam allowances off. And my borders I made 6 inches. You might like thicker borders or thinner borders, but I made mine 36. So now I'm cutting that much off of this, and let me do the other one. So that is the first two. That is our two sides. Now we need to do the top and bottom. Grab these. And for some reason, I need 48 3/4. No idea how that one happened, but we're going to deal with that. I'm not cutting my quilt off. So let me cut this. Why I didn't just stack and wipe all of those. Let's see. Oh no, did I leave that one there? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Make sure when you are cutting your fabric, I had it turned over like this. I almost didn't see my selvage was way big on that side. So I'm going to recut that. Get that selvage off of there. I didn't even realize this was free spirit fabric, Karen. Okay, so now I need 48 inches plus I have 5.5 inches on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and sew those on, and then I'm going to measure again to make sure I've got the right amounts before I do my cuts. So let me turn you guys back around here. Don't want to make you dizzy. It's over. Actually, Seth, well, I need a shorter camera too. I think from over here on the side, Seth, we're going to have to work on that. That way I can cut down and use this. All right, let me see. I need the row with the top and bottom with the 3 blocks. Now, I'm going to put this together. Normally, I'd have a big table to do this on. But for those of you that don't have room, I'm just going to show you how I would do it sitting here. Let's see. That where it's kind of even there. Make sure this is even. And then I'll put a pin in that. And I don't have to worry about the 1/4 inch on the border. Oh, we do have to worry about it on the back, though. Let me start from this side. We'll have to sew from this side. The border, you don't, because you'll be feeding it through your foot at a 1/4 inch, but we need to make sure that we are exactly hitting our points again on the quilt part. So here we go. I'm going to open that up. There is a really good view. When you have 2 sets of points coming together, see the V? So I know right where to put that pin. And if you're just joining us, make sure you say, hey, if you have any questions, let me know. Oh, you pin to the middle, then to the edges. That's a good idea, Karen. I've never done that before. I might have to start doing that. On the other side, I'll try it. I hope I don't make an idiot out of myself, but that sounds really good. That way, if you have any excess, you know it. Okay, and I don't have any, I don't have any points I have to worry about here, so I'm just going to pin every once in a while so I know it's holding together. But I will mark where my points are so I remember to make sure. Yeah, and I'm going to have some excess here. Let's see. I should have tried Karen's trick. I don't have any. Okay. Okay, there it is. All right. That last pin in. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to put that in and I'm just going to sew a couple stitches and I'm going to mark this first point here so I don't miss it. Although I can see that triangle pretty good there. Oh, I can see these good. Okay. Most of the time, I can't see my seams really good, but I did this with a brighter thread so you guys would be able to see my seams when I held them up. So I can see these. Normally, my thread kind of matches, so I wouldn't have been able to see them good, but this time I can see them pretty well. Karen, I know you get up early in the mornings. Um, if you get up and happen to see that Kelsey's making landfall, can you call me? Find the center and go out so there's no stretch. Yep. Never done that. Yes, I will start doing that, Miss Karen. Okay, and that's meeting right there. That is meeting right there. Okay. Righty. And voila, we have our first border on, and it is meeting on both sides. I love it. Okay, we're going to put our second border on the bottom. And we're in the home stretch of getting our quilt done. I cannot believe it. Right about the time that Kelsey is coming into Hawaii. We are women, hear us roar. Oh, I didn't start in the middle. Look at me, Karen. Okay, so I'm going to fold this in half. like I do for my binding and my backing and batting on the long arm. And then I'm going to fold this in half and see exactly where my center is. Oh, wow, and I'm meeting right on the seam. Thank you, Jesus. I did it right. Okay, so I'm going to come like this. Oh, I didn't show you guys. So I've got my center right there. Open this up. Hold on to that. That is my center. I'm going to pin that before I straighten this out so I don't lose it. Okay. Hey, I'm live finishing up my quilt. Yes. All right, love you. All right, I'm going to have to do that one again because, Karen, look, I was pinning it both sides face up. I don't think that was going to work. There's my middle. That would have been great for the show. Becky said, what in the world? Hey, I'm live finishing my quilt. Can I call you back?
Yeah.
Okay, bye. I don't guess he wanted to be on before then. All righty. Here we go. Wait a minute. Yeah, I didn't get the middle of that one, Karen. Look here. I think I messed something up. I'm short over here. What did I do? Okay, I must have come up wrong. All right, let's try this again. And I might have grabbed the wrong middle there. Okay. There we go. Now, so middle to middle. You guys got to forgive me. This is my first time doing this from the middle. Okay. Just like that. Let me put the pin in it so I don't lose it again. Okay. All right. So normally I would have the border side up, but I want to see where these points are and make sure I'm hitting my points well. So I'm flipping it over and putting the bigger side on top. Go. Uh-oh, I'm still coming out short. Did I not make this wide enough? I don't think I cut my piece wide enough. That's what the problem is. Let me go over here and measure this again and cut this again real quick. Okay. This is 36 and 36. Okay, I don't know what I was fumbling up, Karen, but they're equal. All right, so let me start pinning this. Maybe I'm just getting tired. Turn this around. Make sure it still works this direction. Oh, lordy people. Yes. Yes, you are. Absolutely. And Jean, I want to see it when your quilt is done. And these quilts, I'm just so proud of all of you guys because the colors, I love seeing the exact same quilts in all the different colors. I mean, it just changes the whole look of it. So, and I wanted you guys to see all the, if you watch all the videos, I show like a whole quilt done with just that entire block. So you guys know you have the mastery to do the blocks, and you can do 12 different quilts. Um, just using, or even more, because we did the mystery block. You can turn that mystery block into so many different looks. Um, and then the takeoff of that is the different looks as you twist the blocks around. I mean, you can make like 96 quilts out of that one. So it is just amazing. Okay. So let's get this bottom border sewed on. It'll just take a minute. Oh, didn't sound good. Oh, my machine became unthreaded. That was not good. Okay. And I don't know if I can get this threaded now. Well, shoot. Doesn't this always happen when you're near the end of a quilt? Something has got to go and mess up. Come on. Let me see if I can get the needle threader to work. There we go. Okay. All right, let's get this bottom border put on. While I'm doing this, everybody can tell me what they're doing for the 4th of July. What do you guys got going on? That doesn't sound good. What's going on here? Let me see. Something's wrong. Uh-huh. Look here. I've been using this one bobbin this entire quilt. We are out of bobbin. Yes, you will. I would love for you to bring it down and show it to me, Jean. Absolutely. We need to have a little party with everybody that can make it in that participated. I wish the girl from Australia could come in. I'd love to see her. What are you doing? Now the bobbins. There it goes. That ought to be plenty for this. Watch it go to the last inch and then give out on me. Karen, do you have that happen on your long arm? That drives me crazy. I'll be like an inch away or this far, this much more of the quilt, and it runs out of the last bobbin I had wound. All right, here we go. Now let's try this. Sure that's doing good. Yes. Seth, how close are you to home? You should be getting pretty close to Chesapeake. He is traveling from Memphis, where he's stationed at, to where his wife and kids live in Virginia Beach for the weekend. All right, and we have border 2 on. I hope so, Karen. I don't want to miss her, but if you don't call, it's okay. I'll forgive you. I am going to be working on customers' quilts all weekend and getting ready for the Dayton show. Let me go over here and measure this real quick. I'll turn the camera around. We are going to the One Stop Shop Hop in Ohio. Oh, you made it there with the girls? Will you go hang out with the girls and give them hugs for me, Seth? I love you. And tell my baby girls I love them too. All right, so let me measure this. We have got 36. 46, 56, 61 inches. So I need 61 inches. So let's see, that's 36. $42. So I need 19 inches. And then let me check this one because I might have cut it different when I cut the selvage off. So 36. Yep, that one's 42. Yep. Okay, so I need 19 inches. So I need 20 inches with the 19 and a half inches. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in half. This is my 5th strip. I'm going to cut this in half and sew it to my other 2 borders. Make sure that's straight. And then I will measure the length. Sometimes I do the math in my head and I try to cut exact with the 1/4 inch seam allowances, and sometimes that doesn't work out. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and sew these strips together and then remeasure and cut what I need to cut. And also, normally I would have already ironed the seams that I did from the first two borders. But for the sake of time, since it's getting late and I don't want to keep you guys real late, I'm not going to press those seams open on the borders. Um, I'm just going to go ahead and sew this and then I'll press them tomorrow. I'll have that little, as long as I make sure that they're laid down when I sew over the seam to do the top and bottom, it will be fine. And I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've got those two sewn. And I need 61 inches. And I'm going to measure the other side of the quilt too, just to be sure. So let's see. 36, 46, 56, 57, 58, 59. That looks like 60 and a quarter. And this one is 36. 46, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. So I'm 3/4 of an inch off on one side of my quilt. So I'm going to make these, I'm going to make these both 61. Since it's my last border that I'm putting on, I can cut across that one piece and I won't have to worry about sending anything wonky. Oh, so when you're cutting for your border, I fold it in half. I need 61 inches. So half of 61 is 30 and a half. So I'm going to go down here to 30 and a half and make my cut. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other. That is my biggest side, was the 61. Now we'll go over and pin this, and we are almost done with our quilt. I'm so excited. And then I can eat my spaghetti. Oh, and it cooled down so much in here, you guys. I love you, Karen Bush. You have a great night. Okay. All right, we've still got 8 people hanging out. We're good. Okay. So, I'm going to do what Karen said. I've already got this folded in half. I'm going to find the middle of my quilt by folding it in half and pin from the middle out. That's my new learning experience here tonight. See, you can always teach an old dog a new trick, right? Okay, so here is the middle. I know that this seam right here is the middle. So I'm going to pin that, and I've got right away, we've got a seam to meet up. Get this situated here. Okay, so I'm going to meet this seam up. And you know, I think I'm going to put a tag on this quilt, and I'm going to save this quilt. I'm going to keep it as my keepsake for the first quilt along that we did worldwide, which it wasn't billions of people, but maybe one day it will be billions of people that are watching it, or millions or thousands. I'm happy with what I've got. But this will be my keepsake reminder of the very first one I did. And I'll have to pass this down to one of my granddaughters that's with right now. I have 3 granddaughters and 2 grandsons, and I never get to see them. I'm always working, but I'm going to have to make up for that soon. You're not truly living the dream if you're not seeing those grandbabies, right? Okay. So I'm going to come over here and start this third border. We've got all of our seams together. And here's my first one to meet the X. Hey, honey, I'm live. Can I call you back? Yeah. Okay, love you. That was son number 2 checking in. So far, I've had 3 sons call tonight and 1 boyfriend. Oh, I'm glad Karen Bush isn't on here to laugh at me. Apparently, my sewing machine came unthreaded. Oh my goodness. Let me thread this up real quick. Doggone it. Okay, this is how not to do it. I've shown you guys all the tips on what to do to sew a quilt. I had to show you what not to do. Do not sew a border halfway down and realize that your thread was not in the needle. Okay. Anybody ever had that happen? Yeah, that's a good idea. I will do that. She's 25 miles away? Wow, what time are they saying? Oh, yeah, uh-huh. Oh, real popular, yes. Thank you, I appreciate that, Jean. Alrighty, let's pick that up. Okay. I'd already taken my pins out. Let's see. Meet this one up. There's where it crosses. And there's where that one crosses. Okay, now we're back on track with our pins. All right, we are almost done with border number 3. We have 1 more border to go. Kelsey is rowing toward Hawaii, and Seth has arrived at his destination, all the way from Memphis to Chesapeake, Virginia. All this is coming together all at once. I ran out of pins here near the end, so let's see. Okay, that one. And this one. Y'all have to get this long-armed and hang it up in the shop. That's a great idea. If I get it long-armed by next week, I can take it to Dayton with me. And for anybody on here that didn't see the live the other night, Dayton's having a one-stop shop hop next week, Friday and Saturday. I think it's the 9th and 10th, or the 10th and 11th. Let's see. the 10th and 11th in Dayton, Ohio at the Nutter Center. 23 quilt shops all in one spot. Come by, check it out. So much fun. And we will be there. We're going to be demoing our AccuQuilt cutters. So I'm all excited about that. We've sold a bunch of them so far. I think everybody was like me. Nobody had any idea how well they cut and how much they cut and how quick they cut. That I just can't believe I never knew before. I don't understand. Okay, so this must be that short side because I've got a little bit of extra in this. Okay. And now let's get our last border on. I am so excited. Let's see. Okay, so let's find the middle. Fold it in half. Her estimated time. Where did I just see that? Karen, I lost it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start a new one in August. Yes. Um, Karen, I just saw where you posted and then I lost it. You said something about 11 p.m. Can you redo that? I don't know how I lost that chat, but that post went away. It flashed. So, on the eve of the 4th of July, we are finishing up, a lot of us are finishing up our new quilts. Seth has arrived safely. Seth, how long was that drive? If you're still on here. And um and Kelsey is reaching Hawaii. It's kind of like the pinnacle. This is so crazy. All of this in one day. Let's see. Okay, that is bigger on both sides. So this must have been that smaller one. All right, so I'm going to pin so I don't get wonky. Sorry. Meet my points here. I can't believe we're in the home stretch of this quilt. And I don't know if anybody else feels like I do. When I'm cutting a quilt out, I'm always in a hurry to get it cut and get started. And then it just seems like, I mean, I always enjoy doing the quilt, but I'm always doing it really fast to get it done. I want to get it done. I want to get it done. And then when I'm getting it done, there's like a nostalgia that it's like kind of a sadness that oh, that quilt's done now. So it's really funny. I don't know if anybody else does that. Absolutely, you are fine. And that's the great thing about YouTube, Gene, is that people can watch this in 20 years and do it. So no big deal. But yeah, it is fun to hang out, do it together. You can ask live questions and get live feedback. That's what I like about it. 11 and 3. 11 and now, I read online today that it was Pacific time. So we had to account for that. And they were saying, I believe 11 and 3. but they said our time would be like 5 to 8. So see if you can find anything on that. Thank you, Gene, for reposting that. I don't know where it went. Can you guys still see her first one? That first post flashed up and then it went away while I was reading it. Did your electric go out again, Karen? Oh, make sure my edge, my back fabric kind of came out a little bit. Where did that go? There it is. And I am almost at the finish point. I am making my way up the final stretch. Sure, no more points. No more points. All right. I just need to be a quarter inch off. I am good. We are in the final home stretch. She is coming up on it. At this point, this is where you cue the Prince 1999. Let's see. Look at our quilt. We got it done. We got it done. Look at that. I absolutely love it. Let me show you the bottom. I will be posting the picture of this on the YouTube community page. If you don't already belong to YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Within 24 hours, you can post to the community page, post pictures of this beautiful sampler quilt in your colors and your fabric, and let us see what you have done. I can't wait to see all the quilts. I got to send a congratulations out to Sandy Wilmoth. She won the gift card tonight for all of her participation in the quilt along that we've done. I want to thank everybody that has joined in with us. Jean, I can't wait to see your squares and meet you. Karen, thank you so much. You've been here with me every week. Karen Warwick, Pepper. I can't even name all of you because I know there's like 40 of us that I'm aware of. I don't even know about the ones I'm not aware of, but we have had so many watch hours on this video that I know there's more people doing it. If you like what you see, make sure to give us that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. You will see all of our tutorials, podcasts, live events, sales, everything in one place. We are also on YouTube, but if you're on YouTube, the videos disappear after just a couple weeks. So on YouTube, we're here to stay. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, help out a small quilt shop. Thank you all for helping me live my dream, and I hope you're all living yours. Make sure to post in the comments blocks that you might like to see in future episodes so we can incorporate them into the next sampler or into a class. You are welcome, Jean. Thank you. Yay, Karen. I am so excited we finally got it done. Now I'm a little sad. But you all have a great week. Love and hugs, everybody. 5 to 9 a.m. I'm going to have to get up at 5 a.m. and start watching. I will see you all Sunday night for our Sunday night sew along. Jean drop in and join us on that. We all work on whatever we want, and I just run my mouth. I will see you all Sunday night. Have a great day, everybody. And row, Kelsey.